Good afternoon, everyone. Uh, and thanks for the warm introduction, and thanks again for inviting me. As my introduction, I said I'm a director at Shivami. We are a cloud partner company. Do a lot of AI implementations for brands, companies across the globe. And apart from that, I'm also Google developer expert for cloud and AI. So that's about me. I've been also part of Google for Startup Accelerator as a mentor. Been working with a lot of startups closely in last 5 to 6 years. So yeah, that's about me. And today we're going to talk about. In fact, we're going to do a lab actually, a code lab. Well, we all have heard about this agent AI. Like AI is the buzzword, right? Everyone is talking about the AI, and then now there is another into that AI space called agents, right? Everyone is now just talking about agents. There is agent to agent protocol and then MCP and all that sort of thing. So we'll try to build one agent today, and there is a code lab for that. We'll go through it in the course. I'll also explain you some of the concepts about the agents, AI, and so on. So do that. So people who have laptop can just go to this link first. Actually, everyone like have used GCP, Google Cloud Console, have created account ever. If not, you can just go to this link. There will be cloud credits available for you to use this lab because you will need those credits as well. I'll tell you how to redeem those credits. Uh, First thing is to kind of just go to this link, and if you don't have laptop, you can still see. I'll just walk you through what we are doing, how are we building, and or you can take a picture. You can still redeem this credits and you try this lab at home as well. So if not, I mean, this is for the credit, but there will be another link that will be used for will be using for the lab. So you can also try this at home whenever you have time. You can use those credits and try to build your own agent. Basically, open this link. Okay, so when you go to this thing, you will see something like this, right? Like a sign-in page. So use your Google account or any Gmail account, basically, or any account that you use for development, or if you already have a GCP account, you can use the same as well. And click on sign in. So this is the page you will see once you sign in using your Gmail account. You will see this page, and then there's a button over there which says click to access your credits. So you can click on that. If you have already created a billing account earlier, you may not be able to see that. But if it is like a new account, you will see that button. So when you click on that button where access your credits, you'll get a small form like this where you just put your first name, last name, and just confirm. And then when you click on that create Google Cloud project, the next tab, you will see a Google Cloud console. And then you can just create a project. On the top, you can see this organization. Just click on this, or you can also see a line where it has option to create a project. So just create one simple project. You can name it the way you want. So this is how it will look. When you click on the create project, it will ask for the project name. Billing account, you already have a credit, so you can select that and just create the project. So these are the steps basically. So if you don't see this billing account, you can just check. But I think everyone should get that thing if you redeem the credits. So okay, now so you are already in the console. I mean, you already have GCP environment where we'll be creating this project. Now this is the lab that we are going to do. So you can either scan the QR code or open this bit.ly link. The lab has the basic steps that we will follow one by one, and we build the agent. And this is very easy. I mean, you don't need too much of coding skills for this. I mean, even like we'll be using Vertex AI for the same, Google's AI solution. So basically, you will see something like this when you open that link. This is a code lab. You can see the steps over here. So before you begin like the prerequisite, we already have got our Google Cloud Console, and like I told you, we'll be using building an agent. Does anyone know what's the difference between agent or normal AI solutions that we build? Okay, so that's true. Agent is a obviously designed for a specific task, and at the same time, wherein all this generative AI, the name itself says it's for generating content, multimodal content like text, image, video. Agent is also has the capability to perform certain tasks. So and not only generate. So for example, you can ask Chat GPT to kind of plan a tour to, let's say, you want to go to Switzerland. So you can ask Chat GPT and it will build the entire itinerary for you, right? It will give you like all 5 days itinerary for Switzerland, which flight to take and all that thing. That's info like just generative, right? Now if you have agent, like instead of Chat GPT, a travel agent, it will also do a booking for you. So when you say okay, it will say take this flight, take this hotel, and this is it will as the agent has a capability to perform actions as well. So not only information but also actions. So now next time you say okay, that there is a travel agent, and it will also give it will give you the itinerary. And if it's okay now, I'm good with it. Why don't you book it? So you can have a backend integrated with Make My Trip or whatever, and it will also do the bookings for you. So it will not give you information, but also perform tasks. That's the primary difference between like, what we call an agent versus all kind of AI solutions, and especially the Gen AI or LLMs that we have. Okay, so first of, I mean, I'll not take you through this all this theory. I mean, you can read that later. But yeah, I mean, we'll go to the Vertex AI Agent Builder. You can see this thing on. You can go to step 3, and there is a link over here. It says Vertex AI Agent Builder. When you click on it, it will again take you to a GCP console where you have created your project, and you will see something like this, like this. Welcome to. You should see this screen basically, and there is an option to activate the APIs. So let's say I click on this create app. Everyone got this screen? Okay. So now if you see this screen, there are multiple type of agents or apps that you can basically create. So you can see there is a custom search that can you build for your website. There's a media search which can probably have all your media content that you have, and to build some AI on top of it. Let's say you have a lot of training videos and training material in terms of audio, video, and text, and you want to kind of build an agent on top of it. You can use this kind of media search. Or there is a e-commerce where you want to kind of build something related to agent, where you can actually have an agent to perform tasks for you. It can be tracking your order status, or tracking your shipments, or even kind of suggesting the products. So these are different kind of AI tools that you can build using this AI agent builder. We will go with this conversational AI builder right now. So there are two ways again. One is a conversational agent, and other is a chat. It can also be integrated with Dialogflow. How many of you heard about the product called Dialogflow? So it's basically a tool that you can use to build chatbots. So you can define your chat flow and using Dialogflow, and also it will give you the integration. So you can embed that chatbot with your website, or wherever you want to do. So you can use Dialogflow for that same. And there are other tools that you can use, like you want to build some recommendation engine, like if you have an e-commerce website based on your shopping history or based on the browsing history, you want to recommend certain products, you can use that. And then there are other tools. We'll not go with it. We'll go with conversational agent right now, because that's what we are trying to do. So when you click on that create, it will actually open a page which is named as conversational agents. So again, you can select your project that you want to get, and then this is the API that it wants you to enable. So it will ask you to enable the API. Just click on enable API, and it will. You already have a billing account, so it should not be a problem. When you click on this, you will see these kind of options, like what kind of agent you want to create. So there are pre-built agents. If you can explore that. There are a lot of pre-built agents which are already built by Google. You can just start using it as it is out of the shelf. Uh, there is one is build your own, and other is a Q&A based agent. So again, Q&A based agent is more of like where we'll it can be more used for FAQs and that kind of use cases. Even for your support team, let's say if you want to kind of have some agent which will help them, so you can use it. But we'll go with the build your own agent, because we want to kind of build a custom agent of our own. So when you click on it, it will ask you for this information. So you can give the name of your agent, location. As of now, we'll keep it US, but otherwise there are multiple locations that you can support, time zone and so on. But we'll keep it playbook, because we are not, we're not setting up any predefined flow or rules for the agent. But if let's say we are building a specific agent, you want to kind of define certain rules for it, you can go with the flow based as well. But right now we go with playbook based. We'll use generative AI capability to understand. So we'll see that how it works, and then give the answer in a natural language. So when you click on the create button over here, you can just give the name. So let's say we'll build finance agent today. And if you're missing out on the steps in the code lab link that we had, these steps are also there. So in case you want to refer to those code lab page, it's here. You can see this. So again, we saw that we are going with the conversational agents. We enabled the API. Then we create agent. This is the build your agent. That's what we did right now. We gave the name to the agent. It can be anything. In this code lab, it's travel buddy, but I mean, you can think of any idea that you want to build an agent for, and give it a name. It can be finance. It can be something related to marketing, sales, whatever you want to. HR use cases if you have. So give that name. You'll go with the playbook as we saw. And when you create, you would see a screen like this, where you want to give that goal, like what that agent should do. So for example, in this travel based agent, it's a help customer answer travel related queries. It's the goal of an agent. So you can define that goal. The best part of it is because the Gen AI and Vertex AI Gemini is in the backend, it will understand what you want agent to do. So it has its own knowledge. You don't have to tell like what exactly travel agent what should do. You just define that okay, this is the agent and this agent is built for travel related queries and it will learn by itself. We'll see that as well. And instructions. So like again, you want to give a specific instructions, you can do that as well because you want to talk only about your company. Let's say you don't want to give any external information. So all this can be information that you are giving to the agent, and based on the information agent will learn by itself. So let's say here what it is written is like greet the user and then ask how can help them. So it's basically uh, the welcome how they want to welcome the user. That's what it is given as the instruction. You can also specifically say call them by name. Let's say if you have a database of the customer or existing users, so you can also mention all that kind of thing, and then whatever extra instructions that you want to provide to the agent. So we'll try to keep it simple, just like one line. So you can put a goal that what agent should do, and if you have any information, we'll see how the instruction is useful in future. But as of now, whatever instruction you want to give, you can give, or you can keep it as open as well, like, if you don't want to. And there are templates also. So if you don't know what to do, there are templates where you can actually ask agent that okay, that this is what you should do, and then you can just save the agent over here. So far everyone is aligned, and that's what it is, like where eventually what will happen, like because you want let's say he's building an agent where he wants to help the users about investment. Now investment, we all know, everyone has their own theory, everyone has their own way of investing, the processing the information, and then ideology. So how would agent know that okay, this is the way he wants his user to kind of plan or any specific way he wants uh, the agent to suggest investment plan, like say whether it should be moderate or risky, or like neutral and so on. So we'll see. It's called basically grounding, and whatever the terms we use in terms of, yeah, similar thing we can also train to the agent. Now once you have built this, I mean, you can see this small icon over here, this like chat sort of icon. And when you click, you can actually try, like if you have probably given instruction to greet user, just say hi and see if it is kind of response back with the right way, the way you have instructed, if you have done something. Just creating one basic goal will be like the financial plan. I'm just you, and this is what you will see, right? So again, it's a draft environment. We have seen this. This is where you can select the model that you want. So you can use Gemini 1.5 Flash, Gemini 2.0. Now there's a 2.5 which is announced a few weeks back, so that also will be coming in. And all the agent has their own capabilities, and you can see more on the documents on the Gemini where when to use Flash, when to use Light, and so on. So let's say we'll use Gemini 1.5 Flash, or even 2.0 Flash we can use, and then I just say hi. And then yeah, it says hi, how can I help you today, right? It's just a basic instruction that we provided. Based on that, it's working. So basically so far the agent is working. Now let's go to the main part of this thing. Okay, so this is not like something where, I mean, I can also escalate to the human agent and fail. So yeah, I mean, all this integration, what it says is basically, I can help you with basic knowledge. I mean, because we are not defined yet, we'll see how we can define agent. But also, it is also says that I can escalate the call to a human agent if needed. So that means you can also integrate. Let's say if you are building a chatbot or something, a customer service chatbot, and agent is only able to answer certain questions, and after a point you feel okay, this is not something, and the user wants to interact with actually a human customer service person. So agent can actually hand over the conversation back to the call center. So you can have that backward integration with any IP-based telephony or service that you're using, and it will actually connect back to the human sitting at the call center. So it will actually, you can do that as well. So that's what it says basically. And that can be done using dialog process in the backend. Again, it's using dialog process. We enable dialog flow API. Okay, so this is where the major, I mean, most important thing is, like how we give the specific information to the agent. Uh, Again, like here we have an example where we can connect data store, but it can be in form of text. It can be in form of any document that you have. or anything. So again, in this example, it's because it's related to travel. Uh, so if you try asking, let's say, what's the best way to reach Wakanda, for example, and the agent doesn't know Wakanda, right? What is it? So, like similarly, if you're building any kind of agent, you can ask some random question. I mean, related to your agent, and see if it is able to answer or not. But as of now, in this case, the agent doesn't know what Wakanda is. I mean, it's a some made up country that we have taken just so that if you ask about India, maybe it will be able to, because Gemini has that information. But just to make you understand how it works on a custom information or proprietary information, we've taken this example in this lab. So usually when you ask, it will say, okay, I'm sorry, I don't know, right? That's typical answer you will have. That means we have to provide that information to the agent from where it will learn. So how do we do that? Is basically here, if you go again on the screen, you will see an option to connect the data store. So this is a conversation. This is the console that we are in. If you see here, you can see an option to connect the data store, right? And then when you click on the create data store, you will see this page where it will say you can create tool. Now, in this case, you can create multiple tools. So let's say there are 10 countries and you want to create a travel plan, something according to your itinerary. And, let's say you have your tour company and you only have a tie-up with, say, 5 hotels in that country. And you only want to suggest those hotels, and you also want to know, kind of plan a travel or give information that you have kind of created, or it's about your organization. Let's say if it is about your organization, your HR policies. Now those policies are very custom made for your organization. So how would agent know that, okay, what are the policies of your organization? So all this, and let's say there is a HR tool, then they go to marketing, and both can be interlinked. I mean, and now though there is a agent to agent protocol as well. So two agents can also work in sync. So that also, for example, there could be an agent which is like the travel plan. Let's say if you have an agent to have the internal travel policy, and then there is another agent which only helps you with the booking. So if there is a travel policy agent, which let's say you can ask, okay, uh, I want to travel to Delhi from like Bangalore. What is the cap? So you can say, okay, there's only 10 up to 10,000 rupees. You can book a ticket, or you can only go with economic class. You can only book certain hotels and so on. Like that's the organization policy. Once your plan is fit in that policy, your agent can help you make that plan. Once the plan is done, the agent can then hand over to the another agent, which will help you with booking the entire process. So that entire process can be automated in a way. But anyway, right now we'll see that we can create. You can just give some name, click on the data store, and here you can give the information. Now here it can be text or it can be a data. I mean, we can create a new data store, and it can be document or it can be database or anything. It goes to my other account, but yeah. So here, when you click on it, it will bring you data store. So it can be cloud storage, it can be a website. Let's say if you're building a support, you already have a FAQ section on your website. You just want to give that link, agent will train by itself and build that content. Or you can use cloud storage where you can upload that PDF. So what I would suggest you, uh, create some basic content about the agent that you are creating, or you can use Gemini or ChatGPT to just create that content. Take that as a text and put it in your make it a Word file or text file and upload it here. So you can choose that file from the browse section. It can be, so if you see these options, there are multiple options. Obviously the first thing is a PDF, text file, HTML file. But if you see, if it is like something that you want to bring it from your website or from a database, you can also use JSON. So you can use structured JSON data where it will pull all the information from your database or from other source where you have. Or you can use a kind of unstructured data like PDF, XML, and so on. So you can use that as well, but that is only for the healthcare right now. It's in preview, but I'm sure there will be multiple formats which will be supported later on. So this is what you can do. And then again, you want to kind of sync it, like if your document is being updated frequently, you can probably have that sync option where you want to kind of one time, or if it is some real time data from your, let's say, your e-commerce website, and you have a lot of e-commerce transactions which are happening every day. You want to keep it like real and keep the agent updated. So you can use streaming as well, and so on. So here you can upload the file or folder. I mean, this is the cloud bucket basically that will be created, and then here you can just upload your file. You can create a new bucket, or you just select any existing folder that you have. Like, so for example, this is a one PDF that I have already uploaded. You can select or you can upload from here. So far, everyone is with me. So yeah, I mean, this is something where you can create a bucket and then select a file. I'm just selecting some random file just to show you how it works. And when you click on continue, again, whatever the name you want to give. There are advanced option as well where you want to use multiple parsers. Let's say if you have some documents which are handwritten and scanned pages, you can use OCR parser as well. If it is like normal PDF or like digital document, you can use digital parser and so on. So this is not something that required right now, but you can probably use it. And then there are certain content that you want to exclude from generative AI and you want to keep it as it is. There is option to do that as well. But as of now, we'll just keep it simple. Just upload document, and this is how we'll see the data store is created. Okay, and then you can create multiple such tools or data stores basically. So in this, you cannot see the tokens. Observatory is not included in this. I mean, with this tool, because it's out of the box solution. So they don't have that token based system for this. But I think you can transcript all the chats and this is happening. You can see that in the dialog flow logs, where you can see that what kind of interaction has happened and what is the response that has been given by the agent. So if you want to correct that thing, you can actually review those conversations, and based on that those conversations, you can always try to improve, say whether the the question, I mean, the answer was right or not, and so on. So here we saw that how we can create the data store. Select the file. You can take text file, Excel file, or whatever. This in this lab, if you see, they have given some basic text, and this is part of some text file. So this Wakanda is like some imaginary country. So what that country is about, what is the culture about the country. There is a Disney theme park and all that sort of thing. So you can give that kind of information and create that file and upload that file like we saw here, right? So to create a data store. A data store is nothing but the knowledge base that you are giving to the agent, right? That otherwise normal uh, LLMs would not have or would not know about. And when you create it, then again we'll go back to our agent page, and you can select, like we saw that 8 data store, right? Here add the data store, and you can select the data store over here and add the data store. Good. So far everyone has added the data store. This is how you can select the data store that you have created. It will show you the list and just select that data store. Good. And then you can click on the save button on the top since you have connected the data store. And you will see the data store is visible in your agent console that you have connected. And then we'll go back to the agent's basic page, which is like if you see on the console, you can come here. And then there are certain parameters that you can set. You can also create examples in it. We'll not go in that kind of, just build a basic. And when you click on this agent basic icon, you will see your agent which is being created over here. And then again, you go to the same agent page, and here you will see there is a code interpreter and so on. So you can probably just select the other one. There is no coding is involved. If you're building something with code or helping to write your own code and all, you can probably use code interpreter, which will understand your code and kind of suggest you and write code according to your coding style or your functions and so on as well. So you can build that, but right now we'll use alternate location as our data store. We already connected, and this is the important part. Whatever the tool that you want agent to use, you just have to give that as a part of instruction that okay, use this tool if users request contains the location that does not exist, right? So that's why we saw an example of Wakanda which does not exist. So when you asked about it, it didn't know. So now the agent doesn't know initially that what is the Wakanda is about. Now you are telling agent that okay, when someone asks for something, uh, the location which you don't know, use this tool. So that's how you kind of train agent, and you can have multiple tools. So let's say if you someone ask about this particular country, use this tool. If someone asks about flight details, use this tool. If someone asks about, let's say, some other itinerary, use this. So you can create multiple tools and then link it with different agents as well. And then once you give that instruction, this is syntax. You can see that, or there's a template also. You can check it there as well. And then you can again click on that icon where Now you ask for that question, and let's see, just see if the agent answers from the data that you have given or not. So ask some questions which is related to information that you have provided. So for example, earlier we saw in that case, like when we asked for the Wakanda, it said, I don't know, and now it gave the location. And again, give you the information like Wakanda is a fictional African nation featured in Marvel comics. And then, yeah, whatever the information it has, it gave you that information from the document that you have provided, right? So, and then you can, now this is a very basic demo or example that how you can build your agent. I mean, you can make a full-fledged agent with a lot of information, data store that you have, kind of data that you want to connect. And there are multiple agent type of agents. Like this is a conversational agent we have built. You can also build something like a recommendation engine, which can be helpful in terms of your e-commerce or even if the content website based on the user preferences. You can also set those data sets and saying, okay, if user is watching this kind of content, I want to recommend this kind of content. This is the content I want to recommend, and so on. So that all things you can build, and then how you publish it's very easy. Just single click on publish agent. It will give you an option where you can actually kind of create and pop out or side panel like a chat bar, and it will give you embed code, HTML embedding that you can just embed on your website. So practically, like if you go through the lab, it won't take more than an hour to build this agent if you have the data ready. And it's very easy, no code. I mean, you don't have to kind of have that backend knowledge of coding Python and so on. You can actually use this console and build everything. You can also customize the look and feel of the agent. I mean, it will give you the thing where you can change the background color, the text fonts, and the text colors and so on. So to make it look more native to your brand, let's say if you have a website and you have certain brand guidelines, you can follow that and build that agent and then integrate it. It also in one of the thing where we saw what we can actually use the website as a data source. That's very interesting. So we have built use cases where a lot of website has a knowledge base and also support and help document, which are like some hundred and thousands of links. Instead of that, you can just use the main URL, let's say support.xyz.com. It will actually scrap all the sub URLs, scrap all the information given in that particular URL, and then it will train itself on that URL. So anything that you ask about that website or anything within that URL or in domain, it will be able to answer you. So you can actually build a support chatbot within an hour without kind of building anything. Because normal support session will have like basic search. This will be more of like conversation where you can actually ask saying, okay, how do I do this? And it's somewhere on like third link in some one paragraph, it will actually find that information, give it to you along with the link. So if you want to know more, you can also give that information. Okay, if you want to know more about this, click on this. It will actually take you to that particular link. So and then you can ask follow-up questions on top of it. So that's also very easy and easy use case. And you don't have to do anything. You don't even have to create a database or data set or something like that. You just have to give that URL. That's it, and it will train by itself. A lot of companies I know have built this, support chatbot because of using only that one thing. And it takes only 20 minutes to do that because in that case, you don't have to kind of think about the data sets as well. So yeah, now we can actually kind of, embed it, and it can be like embedded on a website, and or you can just create a landing page and put it on there. All right. So yeah, that's about it. I mean, this is all the reference code. You can probably, I've already shared the link with you, right? So you can have in detail look at some codes which are given and notes which are there. But otherwise, yeah, I mean, this is the major code lab. This is how it will work. This is how it will look. And then if you want to do some advanced thing, change some code, you can actually go to app.py web file and create a custom, try to create a new file and give some custom information that you want or code it in the way you want. You can use it in Cloud Shell. If you want to try hands-on to code, you can do that as well. Open the same agent in the Cloud terminal and then uh, just try to work on the code. So this is what they have given. I mean, as of now, we're not looking at this because we are not using any IDE as of now. We are doing everything in the console. But if you want to kind of, take this agent code into VS Code and try to kind of play around with it, you can do that as well. So yeah, that's about it. And then there are a lot of different links which are in between, which are given into the lab, like the documentation. If you want to know more about it, you can also have a look at the documentation where it will give you some more detailed information and also basic concepts of agent, the AI agent concept. So if you want to know more about it, you can go to this link as well. Gemini Code Assist, again, it's mostly used like a co-pilot and help you write code better. If you want to have a look at it, there are a link which is part of this code lab. You can have a look at it. If you have missed out that link, this is the link. I mean, this is a code lab link, uh, or the QR code. Just have a note of it. You can try again this at home, where you will have more time to go through each step and understand more about it. I just wanted to kind of show you the capability, that how easily you can build the agents. And now, since it's all about agents this year, everyone is talking about the agents. This is, I think, one of the great tool that you can use to quickly build agents and try to prototype or even make it live within a day or two. So that's the idea about this code lab.